you go up to Steam, it's around like a 76% rating on Steam, but a lot of people don't really know this change yet, so I expect this number to go up for a very strong reason. Because Helldivers is no longer under the PlayStation Network update forced login crap. It's come out of nowhere. There was no announcement about this. Nothing. I didn't really see anything from like, you know, any kind of like, you know, other communities or anything like that. But I keep my ear to the ground with certain things. Sometimes every so often I check up on Helldivers and other games. And if you go to Steam database, if you can scroll down, almost every single country has been removed from the PlayStation Network required list. Almost. Not every single one of them. I think there's like about 10 or so that are still on it. But, you know, out of 120, this is a huge change. And it is not just for Helldivers 2. This also encompasses, what is this game? Yeah, Marvel Spider-Man 2, which also required PSN for single player. Is insane. Same with Last of Us 2 Remastered, and same with God of War Ragnarok. It's the same list of countries, I confirmed that. And yeah, it's a very, very awesome situation. Hello everybody, it's CapCorgi. I have some very good news, some rare but really big W's from Sony. Actually, well, a single W, but encompasses multiple games. And this is something that I've covered several times on this channel. It started with Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2 was an amazing game. I played the absolute heck out of it way back, and it kind of brought the gaming world together. It was one of the first really, truly successful live service games not named Destiny 2 for Sony. And it was something that brought gamers together from all around the world. A little bit of a history lesson. And for, I think, what was it, like 4 months? We all played it. We all bought it on Steam, on PlayStation. People on PlayStation were even begging Sony to have Xbox, have the game be released and allowed to be released on Xbox, just so they could have more Helldivers to Helldive with. It was a pretty crazy situation. It was like, you know, healing gaming in some ways. The memes were crazy and glorious. It was a lot of fun. And then came the C-suite executives of Sony making a boneheaded decision after 4 months, or I think it was 4 months, that absolutely just destroyed the momentum of Helldivers for a good number of months, and almost forever. Arrowhead, who makes Helldivers, deserves a lot of credit, because, you know, this entire debacle started with just Sony, and they decided that they wanted to add a PlayStation Network requirement in order to play Helldivers 2. This did a few things. It actually made it so if you were a Helldivers player in another, I think it was like a total of 120 different countries or something like that, you could not play Helldivers. I mean, you look at this music, everyone got pumped. Everyone got pumped. It was such a great game. But what ended up happening was that basically, Helldivers all around the world that got used to being able to play the game, understandably, and were enjoying the game thoroughly, all of a sudden, and a lot of people who already owned the game, I'm talking millions of players, they suddenly could not access the game that they paid for. They could not access the game that they've been playing for months and months on end with other people, solo, you know, with, you know, full groups, the friends that they've made, so on and so forth. All gone. And I covered this in many different videos. In fact, I will show you my little video library right here, where you know, I covered this when they first started to do it. I covered it when they screwed it up again. This was, you know, other games getting affected by the PlayStation Network, all kinds of stuff. It was like 5-6 different videos that I covered, and it was like a really terrible situation where here it is, Helldivers right there. I went in deep on this, man. I gave every single bit of information, even when we thought we won and it ended up not being a win. So they ran the gamut, man. They ran the gamut. So one thing that Sony did here was that not only did they lock players out of the game, the people that were in those countries not allowed in the PlayStation Network, essentially, they were given a forced refund, and they just had no way to access the game. If you tried to VPN, you would get your entire account banned. So, you know, people who just wanted to play a video game had no recourse. This was a huge blow for Arrowhead Studios and Helldivers, because up until this point, Helldivers was seen as such a positive force in gaming, one of the few really powerful live service success stories of the past 5 years, really. And it was a huge downturn, and Arrowhead Studios deserves a lot of credit for essentially coming back from the brink and kind of pushing back and, you know, slow updates, fast updates, powerful updates, small updates, all kinds of stuff. Just listening to the community, it took them some traction. It needed some time. There were some downturns. It was like a solid 6 months where people were quite negative on Helldivers, and in some ways blaming Arrowhead for the balance of the situation and so on and so forth. But Johan Pilestedt, the CEO of Helldivers, decided to, you know, put his nose to grindstone. He left his position and went to be just the direct game designer. And he decided he's going to fix his freaking game. And it worked. It worked. It was really, really cool to see the uptick in Helldivers and, like, really the big turnaround, which I think started around, correct me if I'm wrong. If I am wrong, do let me know in the comments below. When was the big upturn in quality for Helldivers, where, you know, there was that big downturn, the bounce issues and so on, and then it started to, like, go really, really far up? I think it was about 6 months ago. But do correct me if I'm wrong. Could be like 4 or 5 months. It was something like that. But it was a marked increase, and the player numbers jumped like crazy through the roof. And I'm going to see if I can pull up SteamDB so we can actually see it as well. And it was a very, very nice success story. However, the problem still remained. Where if you were in the countries, the 120 odd countries, you still could not play the game. So it was a positive thing, but it was still a major issue, and something that really just directly and very strongly affected the growth of the game and everything. Okay, I pulled it up, and looks like the big uptick seems to be around here. So yeah, around December of 2024. So if it was December of 2024, that is about 7 months ago. So 7 months ago was like when they really started to have like the really big patch. And of course, you know, games like this are cyclical. So then it goes down. Then when there's a big update, it goes back up and so on and so forth. Until just recently. This was the huge update with the brand new class of enemies, the spooky AI dudes or something. And no, this is the Protect Earth. I think December was the spooky AI enemies, and to Protect Earth, it was a huge event just about a month ago, which really brought back the numbers. Is this peak? I don't think it's peak, but it's close. Yeah, so peak was like 400,000. That was like day one. And yeah, so this is like the second peak, the second highest peak that Helldivers really has ever had. So it was a huge update. People have been very positive. If you go up to Steam, it's around like a 76% rating on Steam, but a lot of people don't really know this change yet. So I expect this number to go up for a very strong reason. Because Helldivers is no longer under the PlayStation Network update forced login crap. It's come out of nowhere. There was no announcement about this. Nothing. I didn't really see anything from, like, you know, any kind of, like, you know, other communities or anything like that. But I keep my ear to the ground with certain things. Sometimes every so often I check up on Helldivers and other games. And if you go to Steam database, if you can scroll down, almost every single country has been removed from the PlayStation Network required list. Almost. Not every single one of them. I think there's like about 10 or so that are still on it. But, you know, out of 120, this is a huge change. And it is not just for Helldivers 2. This also encompasses, what is this game? Yeah, Marvel Spider-Man 2, which also required PSN for single player. It was insane. Same with Last of Us 2 Remastered, and same with God of War Ragnarok. It's the same list of countries. I confirmed that. And yeah, it's a very, very awesome situation. We'll go back to watching some Helldivers in the background. Because, you know, like I said, this came out of nowhere. And I have kept up with this information. I've made like 5-6 videos about the negative repercussions of this, of how it's affected the Helldivers community, of how unfair it was by Sony to even do this. And I maintain to this day, by the way, that this entire debacle was caused by some random mid-level executive at Sony that decided that they wanted to make it their mission to make the line of PlayStation Network subscribers go up, even if it was an empty number, because people who are on Steam or whatever and we're playing Helldivers 2, we're not paying for PlayStation Network Plus or anything. We don't care. And we just don't want to be forced to log in for no reason. And not only that, the 120 different countries. It was just markedly unfair. One of the largest voices about this was, I mean, everyone covered it. Charlie covered it, Most Critical, Asmund covered it, the Shroud covered it, all kinds of large creators covered it. But one of the largest voices was Pirate Software. And, I've had my differences of opinion with Pirate Software for certain things. StopKillingGames.com, for example. But those are respectful disagreements. I think that, he's just wrong on that situation. But in general, one of the very good things that he stood on business about was he had some of his highest numbers playing Helldivers 2. He got his community involved. It was a pretty big thing for his channel. And he stood on business saying he will not play Helldivers 2 until they get rid of the Sony requirement. And, I don't watch his stream every day or anything. I don't even watch his stream at all, actually. I'm not going to lie. But, I did check. And, sure enough, he hadn't played Helldivers 2 until it seems this update. I think he's now planning to, which is great. I agree with that. I am willing to re-download Helldivers 2 myself now. I wanted to never play this game until every Helldiver could Helldive. Everyone who wanted to all around the world. There was the big meme and big movement. If so-and-so cannot Helldive, if this country cannot Helldive, we all can't Helldive. And it was a pretty unique situation, because this game is all about, like, coming together. It's all about working together for one cause, humanity in this case. It's kind of a little tongue-in-cheek, but it was a situation where the gaming community for this game really, really came together. And Sony kind of trained us by virtue of the theme of the game and all of us playing Helldivers needing to work together and so on and so forth, that all of a sudden, when they became the big bad, and they were shocked at the level of pushback. I consider the pushback to Sony for the Helldivers 2 debacle, they slowly started to improve certain things and so on, but they still didn't give back access, and they still didn't, completely nix the requirement for a PlayStation Network until today. So it was not a full victory, but it was still a victory. And I still consider that partial victory one of the greatest victories in gaming ever. That was the day that we showed the gaming world as gamers that we rule. It is our choice to buy and play your game. It is our choice to give as positive, glowing coverage as a game might deserve, or to completely review bomb and shit on your fucking game. And with unabashed fear, you better do what us gamers want. We've shown this for certain other games and certain other aspects. Call of Duty, their monetization, we've had some pushback for that. The Hextech chess situation for League of Legends was a very big one. Escape from Tarkov added basically a $250 huge microtransaction buy-in, which was essentially quite pay to win. And that had complete pushback. And various other, there's been a few different major levels of pushback. And I coined it then, all the way back, 14 months ago now, I think this entire situation started, or so, that when us gamers come together, we rally together fully and unifiedly and with a common voice for a good cause, these gaming companies will have no choice but to bend, break, and capitulate to our demands. And I love that. Like, you know, us as gamers, we really do stand for a lot of the right things. You know, there's some segments where, you know, people can, you know, yap about certain idiotic things. Oh, yeah, there's too many black characters, whatever. That kind of thing happens, which is idiotic. But they're a very loud but idiotic minority. When we're talking about actual gamers, we stand up for wanting all people to play our games. We stand up for not wanting certain games to be $80. You know, there's a big pushback against Outer Worlds 2, for example, for that. Borderlands 4 as well, that's a big pushback as well. And, you know, sometimes these things won't change because these C-suite executives will think that they know better. In this case, you know, Sony didn't change their, you know, entire thing until now. And I actually didn't expect them to ever change Helldivers 2 to allow every person to play Helldivers 2 again, or most people. And I'm actually surprised at the success of this part. So it's just some good news, guys. It's just some good news. I want to take you guys down back memory lane to tell you kind of how this all started, what was going on, and kind of give you guys like the straight up good news. This is an unabashed Sony W. You know, they took it away. I really hate that they took it away, and we should always be aware of them trying to pull some dog shit like this again. But we take the W's where they are, and we call them where they are. So this is a true W for Sony and a true W for all gamers. Because now, finally, we all can Helldive together once again without any issues, without any repercussions, obviously except for 10 different countries. I think Belarus is one. I can pull up the list. I'll try to pull up the list, and let's see if I can find the list here. Okay. Helldivers 2 countries not able to play still. Let's see if that brings anything up. Yeah, okay. Here it is. Here it is. So, according to Google, it is Belarus, Cuba, Iran, North Korea, Russia, Syria, and Vietnam are still unable to play. Also, I was wrong. It was 170 countries illegal originally, which was insane, which was absolutely insane. But yeah, Belarus. I don't know why Belarus. Like they're not. I don't know why Belarus. Cuba makes sense. Iran makes sense. You know, it's like a war zone right now and everything. North Korea obviously makes sense. Russia is a big thing. Russia with, you know, Ukraine and all that. Syria, this one makes some sense. It's, you know, a fundamentalist country with a lot of issues with war and everything. And but Vietnam doesn't really make any sense. Vietnam and Belarus are like the ones on the list. I'm just like, why those countries? But yeah. I mean, even Russia. I think Russians should be able to game. Like, is that so freaking wild? I don't understand why they're not able to game. It's very stupid. Like, I really hope that all countries are able to join in, but at least we can take the W where it is, and I'm very glad for it. So, what do you guys think for Helldivers 2's massive W? I honestly expect to see the numbers for Helldivers 2 go up. I think this will go up. Because this, by the way, this news came out like yesterday. I'm a little late on this. It's obviously, you know, noon on the 14th. I started to hear about this on the 13th, but I've been working my butt off on actual work, my day job, so I wasn't able to really make this video yet until now. But yeah, I expect this number to go up. This concurrent viewer base is going to, sorry, player base is going to go way, way up. This, as soon as this news gets proliferated around the communities. And I expect the Steam rating to go back up as well, because a lot of the Steam ratings, including mine, stayed negative because the countries, you know, there was 170 countries that people could not play Helldivers, which was absolute dog shit. And one of the worst parts was, like I was saying, I didn't really make it clear, we played this game for 4 months with no issues all around the world. No one had any problems. It was totally fine. And all of a sudden, some C-suite executive was like, no, we want to make this line go up. I'm going to stake my reputation on it. I don't know, I'm just assuming he has a nasally voice. They usually do. So, but yeah, I'm very glad to see this W. Huge W, and I would love to hear your thoughts. Have you been playing Helldivers 2? Are you one of us people that were refusing to play Helldivers 2 until a lot of other people could play Helldivers 2? I would love to hear your thoughts, you know, whether it is one way or the other, and what is your favorite part of Helldivers 2? Especially if you've been playing recently, what are some, like, big updates that is like really cool? Obviously, I know about the new AI bad guys. You know, they're like these, you know, special aliens and stuff. There's black holes and stuff. But like, besides that, is there anything else? Is there a special weapon? Is there a special meme that you want to share? I want to hear it all. I want to, you know, catch up on all the Helldivers goodness now that it is goodness again, just fully. And we can all Helldive together. Thank you so much for hopping on in and hanging on out. If you guys like, you know, someone who covers the news authentically and covers gaming authentically, whether it's news or trailers or whatever, this is what I do on this channel. So feel free to drop a subscribe on this channel. Feel free to hop on in when we're live on Twitch at CapCorgi. I stream on Twitch every single night for multiple hours a night. We talk about good stuff. We play good stuff. And I'll always cover how it is. The good as the good, and the bad as the bad, and, you know, we'll make some new friends along the way and goof around with some silly games. So, catch you guys in the next video.